Jets, Texans, Jim Nantz, Phil Simms. What about conditioning here for week 1? All camp long building to this.
It should be a factor today. The roof is closed. It's going to be warm in here. The nerves of the player, the first game of the season, and the fact a lot of these guys did not play a lot in the exhibition games. So it could be tough for them, especially in the second half.
It's raining outside, so again they've closed the roof, and there's Jay Feely about to boot it away to the Texans, who are decked out in all white, Liberty white. It's White Out Sunday, they call it here. Jacoby Jones ready to pounce on it, standing back a yard deep. Feely drives it to that very point, and he's going to run it out. Jacoby Jones past the first group at the 20, and he's past the 30, and then brought down by Feely. Feely grabs him by the ankles. Great tackle by the kicker after a big run back, but with a flag. A 37-yard return, and Ed Hockley will sort this one out.
During the return, holding by the receiving team number 51. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Take away the big return by Jacoby Jones.
Yeah, Sean Thompson, 51. Look at that. Hands outside the shoulder pads, grabbing the jersey. Pretty easy call. Special teams, getting used to them first game of the year, and penalties. Knowing what you can get away with.
Gary Kubiak looks at his offense now that'll start at the 20 with Schaub under center. Slayton the tailback. First snap of the season, the handoff to Slayton. Off the left side, bounces around for a gain of a couple. Right into the arms of David Harris. 2nd and 8, snapping it at the 22. And Schaub's pass caught. And trying to squeeze through for a first is Andre Johnson, a gain of 7. Looks like they'll mark him just a little bit shy. Bart Scott had some pressure on the quarterback.
Crowd in the line of scrimmage. Bart Scott, they cover all 3 interior offensive linemen, a defense that Buddy Ryan made famous with the Bears. And look at that clean shot that Matt Schaub takes. And Jim, we talked about it already. They're worried about him taking a lot of hits. They do not want him to re-injure his ankle.
Well, he took a big lick right there. 3rd and 1. Chris Brown in it, running back. He's got the first, and he spins out to the 40-yard line. Chris Brown, the former Tennessee Titan, picks up 11. Jim Leonard finally decks him in the secondary.
Yeah, Chris Brown, big, stands upright, but a strong runner. Look, Vontae Leach, beautiful lead block. The offensive line just kind of hanging in there and trying to overpower a Jet defensive front that's probably bigger and stronger than the Houston's offensive line.
Well, Leach with a big block, like you said, helped clear the way.
Well, and Dwayne Brown got Mike DeVito. Remember, the Jets down a few players on the defensive side.
On first down again, the call is to Slayton. He's run it each time on first down. This time he's knocked back for a loss. Double tight end formation now for the Texans, who faces 2nd and 12. Set up a screen, and it is well read. That ball was never caught. That was David Harris right in the face of Steve Slayton.
A matchup to watch today, Jim. Chris Jenkins, 77 on Chris Myers, an undersized center. Watch it. This is why the Jets are occupying the guards. They're daring the Texans to block Chris Jenkins one-on-one. And so far, that's the 3rd time I've seen Chris Jenkins go right through him and get in the backfield.
Myers missed a lot of camp for the Texans with a leg injury.
That didn't play to the 3rd exhibition game. Didn't go great. So they made him play about a half of the 4th one, which you usually don't do with starters.
3rd and 12. Donald Strickland comes into the secondary for New York. Schaub hit when he throws it, looking for Johnson, and it could have been picked, but Revis unable to run it down. Again, they get a big hit on the quarterback. It's Harris again.
Sorry, I didn't mean we talked to Rex Ryan last night, worried about the Texans' first down offense. 3rd and long, he goes, we win the game. We're going to win the game if we get them enough 3rd and longs. That time, Chris Jenkins was standing up as a linebacker. They rushed the line of scrimmage at the snap of the ball, and Matt Schaub had no time to throw.
Leon Washington and Jim Leonard back, waiting the punt from Matt Turk. Texans pick up 1 first down, and then have to boot it away. Big, high, soaring kick to the 15. And Leon Washington is tackled at the 19 by Joel Dreesen, the long snapper. A first look at the Jets on offense. 2009 season with 8 returning starters in this unit, but a new one under center. The 5th pick of the draft out of USC, Mark Sanchez, 22-year-old, ready to take his first snap. Going to be a running play with Thomas Jones, and the outside is shut down. Zach Dials got to him first, a loss of 3. Second down, 13. Play action. Sanchez ready to load it up, fires it, and incomplete, looking for Stuckey as Robinson leaped in front of him and may have got a little deflection on it. Robinson, who set out camp.
Well, what he does, Jim, he plays both receivers and he waits till Mark Sanchez decides where he's going to throw it. Then he makes the break from the short guy and gets back behind him. Watch 23, bottom of your screen. That's how you do it. You make the quarterback indecisive.
They back the rookie into a shotgun and 3rd and long on his first series. David Clowney in as an extra receiver. Sanchez goes underneath, and that's Leon Washington out to the 24. 3 and out for New York. Gain of 8. We'll bring out a new punter just signed on Monday, Steve Weatherford.
Well, Mark Sanchez going to the sidelines going, it's a little different than preseason.
Yeah.
It's the noise, the intensity, the nerves.
There's Jacoby Jones, 3rd last year in the AFC in punt return. Average. Weatherford sends a spiral down the field. Fair catch made at the 33-yard line. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms back here in Houston, and the owner of the Texans, Bob McNair, who brought the NFL back to Houston 2002. This franchise started. He hosted the Super Bowl here in February of 2004 when New England beat Carolina with a late field goal by Vinatieri. Second series coming up now for the Texans. Matt Schaub, he took a beating on that first series, decked a couple of times, and that running game so far has gone nowhere.
First series, 2 big hits on Matt Schaub, and the Texans were worried about this. When you hit the quarterback a lot, which the Jets hope to do, quarterbacks now start watching the rush, so they miss open receivers down the field. Of course, when you get hit as a quarterback, it makes you a much worse decision maker too.
Chris Jenkins for the Jets is out right now on the nose as Schaub goes short, and that's Scott running down Slayton after a gain of only 3. Bart Scott, we visited with him yesterday, Phil, and this was just, in his words, the perfect situation for him leaving Baltimore, coming here along with Rex Ryan.
Well, yeah, Jim, he was not going to go somewhere and play a different defense. He got spoiled in Baltimore, where they get to be held accountable. They get to do a lot freelancing, I guess you say, make decisions, and Rex Ryan coming to the Jets was a perfect fit for him.
He wanted to establish his own legacy, he said. So he left the Ravens, comes to the Jets already in on a couple of plays. Shot hit again on 3rd down, and that was Bart Scott.
Well, initially the protection is there, and it works all week in practice. What happens is you get out in the game and it's real game speed. It happens a little faster. So Matt Schaub, he knows it. He's waiting. It just takes the tight end too long to get down the field to throw the football. Boy, the Jets, they basically have blitzed every play so far in the game.
Turk again. A set of returners back there. Leonard and Washington. Fair catch signal, and Washington fields it at the 26. Second series begins from the 26 with Leon Washington squeezing out a yard. Mario Williams shuts him down along with Sean Cody.
You know, Jim, the Jets, here we go. We have Damian Woody, the right tackle, coming to the left side. Second time today. Jets given some new wrinkles. Unbalanced line. Usually you run to the strength of it, but they're trying to cross up the tendencies, they go weak side. Houston Texans all over it.
Offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer. Great young mind. They empty out the backfield. Jones lined up wide to the right. 2nd down and 9. Great time. Ball tipped. Sanchez's pass falls incomplete. There is a flag. Dominique Barber almost able to run down the deflection. It was Cody who got a hand on the pass right at the line of scrimmage.
Sean Cody earned that starting job this year during training camp with his play. Tough inside, stops the run.
Before the pass was thrown, so before the pass was tipped. Holding defense number 53. That's a 5-yard penalty and an automatic first down.
That gives the Jets a first down. And it's by way of penalty.
Yeah, a couple things on that last play. Tremendous protection for Mark Sanchez and the Houston Texans, hoping their pass rush is going to be better this year. But I like it when they spread the field for a young quarterback. Easier to see, easy to clarify what is going on. When you bunch it in, it's anybody's guess what's going to happen.
So a first down at the 32. And that's Jones jumping around, trying to find any kind of wrinkle in that defense, and it's not there. A loss of a yard. Zach Dials decks him. So no running game on either side here in the first quarter action. 2 tight ends in for New York. 2nd and 11. Jones sidesteps the first hit, and it is walloped by D'Amico Ryans. Give him a gain of a yard. Punishing hit by Ryans.
Yeah, it's early, Jim. I know it's only the 2nd series of the season. 59, D'Amico Ryans. He is a tackling machine. What a job, what a read coming around. But the Houston Texans, Frank Bush, the new defensive coordinator. So what's going to be new? I think we're seeing it already. Attacking the line of scrimmage. Make the other team have negative plays and try to create opportunities for Mario Williams, their best pass rusher.
Another 3rd and long for Sanchez, who goes over to Stuckey. Blockers in front. And he is able to wriggle his way out of all of that traffic and pick up a first down. Chancey Stuckey with a big effort and able to ride with him. Robinson and Okoye pick up the first.
Yeah, you know, this is the new NFL pass. These screens to the outside. Good job by Sanchez. Look right, throw left. But everybody's doing it. The Patriots make it part of their offense the last few years. It's worked so well that I saw every team during preseason work on these. So the Jets did a good job with it that time.
First time either side has crossed its own 40. And on first down, a Sanchez throw, and it's wide of the mark, looking for Jericho Cotchery. Well, Phil, when you were a rookie 30 years ago, you didn't start week 1, but you were starting by October. And just how jittery is that experience?
Well, Jim, I've hit that age I can't remember.
Too many hits or just too many years?
You know, it's the thing about being a rookie that long ago, you just didn't care. You played and you made mistakes, and it was just a different era. You were judged differently. Now everybody expects Mark Sanchez to come in and have success right away.
Look at Wayne Hunter in a slot as Sanchez is in trouble. Tries to escape, pass floats, and it was almost picked off. Leon Washington broke it up. Zach Dials had it. Leon Washington saw that it was going to be going the other way. Mario Williams was the one wreaking havoc with the quarterback.
Hey, what's the good of this play? Mark Sanchez has about as good as feet as anybody in this league already at quarterback. But they do catch up to you very easily as a quarterback. And Mario Williams, he's initially blocked. And how about that, a defensive end running down the quarterback. Almost turned it into a bad play for the Jets in the interception.
3rd down and 10. Fakes to Washington, goes middle. It's Keller. The tight end has the first down into Houston territory and out of bounds inside the 40.
What a play. This is what you heard it last night, Jim. Brian Schottenheimer said, we want to make sure we get our young quarterback off to a good start and make him feel good. So these 2 screen passes, my gosh, they've worked out perfectly. He didn't even get the laces that time to throw that football. Big 3rd and long, 2 first downs for the Jets.
Longest play of the game so far. And it sets up the Jets at the 39.
Houston Texans up near the line of scrimmage trying to pressure this Jets offense.
Fire dropped. Now look at Sanchez lined up wide to the right.
Semino.
Washington at quarterback takes the direct snap, and it's their version of the Wildcat, and it goes for 7. They don't call it the Wildcat. As you said, Phil, it's called Seminole here in New York because of the man out of Florida State, Leon Washington.
Yeah, very well said. I just figured they would do this today. Here's Leon Washington. There's Mark Sanchez. Get as far as you can out there, big guys, so they don't hit you. But probably caught the Texans a little bit by surprise. And I thought if the Jets did this, we asked him last night, are you going to get some direct snaps? And he goes, well, I can't give away the game plan.
Well, he's got one already, and it went for 7 yards, but they face another 3rd down.
Give it to the guy who can make plays, and that's Leon Washington.
3rd and 3. It's Thomas Jones at running back right now, but looks like a
number 66.
Alan Faneca moving early.
Wow.
3rd down.
They don't even have to answer the question. Their face is given away. Because Leon Washington, we asked him, he kind of get that look like, okay, I know you're going to do it, so.
But a little bit of a reflection on what they were like last year under Mangini versus now under Ryan. True.
Yeah. Well, yes,
the freedom to speak your mind a little bit more, maybe
to say things that they haven't said in the past.
3rd and 8, and Sanchez has the first down as he connects with Kachuri.
There you go. Already, Mark Sanchez is relaxed already because he had 2 of these throws before this. He threw them too hard. This time, nice patience. Good high release, stands tall, and puts it right on the target. But the big thing is the speed of the football. The receiver can adjust. He throws perfect spirals, so it's pretty easy to catch, too.
He is 4 for 4 on 3rd down passing. 0 for 4 on the other downs. Fumble. Jones falls on it. That previous play, though, that went for a first, I saw Leon Washington pick up D'Amico Ryans, who was trying to crash through, made that play possible.
Well, this is something I saw the Jets do. Sanchez, tremendous ball handler, too. Love the way he works it, kind of like Peyton Manning. Every play, if you don't fake well and handle the ball the right way as a quarterback, then you're just lazy. So that helps your running backs. It helps offensive linemen when you're able to carry out some fakes.
2nd down 9 from the Houston 24. Sanchez. Kachuri again. Breaks 2 tackles and down to the 11. He escaped Fred Bennett first. Picks up 14.
You know what we're kind of seeing right now, I know it's a new coaching staff, but Brian Schottenheimer's still the coordinator. This is a nice catch. Sanchez fires it in there, snatches it out of the air. Is the Jets last year were one of the best teams in the NFL with catching the football and running after the catch. They couldn't get it down the field. They made their big plays with short passes.
They flood the left side. High energy man Sanchez back under center on 1st down at the 11.
Unbalanced again.
And again, nowhere to go with the running game. That was Leon Washington for a couple.
That last play, Mark Sanchez's teammate, Brian Cushing, starting linebacker for the Texans, 1st-round draft pick also, was in on that play. Part of the reason why the Texans feel like they're going to be better and more physical up front.
2nd and 8 inside the 10. Go middle. Jones. Ridden down by Brian Cushing. You mentioned him a moment ago. Young man out of Bergen Catholic and Oradell, New Jersey, and by way of USC, where he roomed for 2.5 years with Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, we didn't ask him if they were neat or really sloppy. We didn't ask that. I told Mark Sanchez last night, I said, don't be alarmed, but Brian Cushing had your number tattooed to his head the other day. But very good friends. They respect each other. And you know what? Roommates, 2 guys that had the same aspiration, make it to the NFL. and they worked hard, and that's why they're here.
20 seconds to go in the first quarter. A drive that has lasted over 8 minutes, and a timeout called by Sanchez. The Jets have already converted 3 times on 3rd down on this drive. Sanchez for the game, perfect on 3rd down. 3rd and 5 from the Houston 6. Sanchez steps up, incomplete. Stuckey on the goal line was the target.
Couldn't tell who it was. To Mark Sanchez's right, the quick pressure, the great timing of the snap count. Top of your screen, it was Mario Williams who got the initial jump, and then Amobi Okoye, he was there too. So both defensive linemen, that's what ruined the play for the Jets. Sanchez almost could have run it in for the score.
24-yard field goal try. Jay Feely, Weatherford on the hold. The new holder, just again, the punter signed this week. Look at Sanchez running out, trying to help break it up a bit. Jay Feely made his last 14 field goals last year, so that streak continues.
After the try was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, New York Jets number 60. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced in the kickoff. The try is good.
Just ran out there before he had the chin strap all buckled, trying to pull some of his players off the pile. That drive by the Jets, 16 plays. That equals the longest drive they had all of last year. But the penalty means they have to kick it from the 15. Jones trying to get outside. And good coverage by the Jets. Only able to make it out to the 32-yard line, even with that penalty on the kick. Last snap here of the quarter. Ends the quarter with a gain of about 8. The story of the first quarter, Phil, in your mind?
Well, of course, the long drive by the Jets offense, but how the Jets defense caught the Texans by surprise maybe, but just really overpowered them and didn't allow them to have a chance to make the plays that they want to do. 2nd and 1 starting the second quarter from the 40. Schaub to Owen Daniels. Short gain, but enough, it appears, for the first. You know, the Texans, I said it to you, Rex Ryan said he never looked at a team and went, wow, on 1st down, they are so explosive. They led the NFL last year in yards on 1st down plays. And the Texans worried about getting in any bad situations because of Rex Ryan, all the blitzing the Jets do, and the fact that maybe they have a hard time holding up against some of the big Jets defensive linemen.
Kyle Shanahan, son of Mike Shanahan, offensive coordinator, another, like I mentioned, Schottenheimer, brilliant young mind. 2nd first down of the game for the Texans, and now on 1st down they try to get it to Slayton. Incomplete. 2nd down and 10 here. And Slayton had a quick burst, but it got shut down in a hurry.
What a tackle by Lito Shepherd. You want to be an outstanding defense, your corners, everybody must be good tacklers, and Lito Shepherd, a kind of a small corner, does a good job of just coming up. It's not that he makes the tackle, that he just stops the forward progress immediately. On 1st down, the Texans did try a 2-man route down the field looking for one of those big plays. For the Jets, I'd say that's probably the #1 priority for this game, not to give up long 1st down passes.
The 3rd and 6 for Schaub under center.
New look.
Right through the hands of Andre Davis, who should have had it.
Andre, I can't even tell. His back is to us, Jim. I bet anything he was looking at the inside defensive player that was David Harris, and he takes his eyes off the football. Did he? Yes. I can see his helmet, even on the replay, that he's looking inside before the football gets there, and that's why he dropped it. And he still got hit.
Jim Leonard is the only returner back. Turk to the 19 and a fair catch. Jets owner Woody Johnson, Joe Namath to his left, Wayne Chrebet to his right. Meanwhile, Sanchez has Stuckey to the left, Hatchery to the right, and a flag thrown.
False start, offense, number 65. 5-yard penalty, first down.
First and 15, Leon Washington. Bounces off the hit. What an effort by Leon Washington. There's going to be a loss of a couple. Got away from Nick Ferguson. Gains 12.
Well, when you see they're going to put Leon Washington in there when they spread the field, because why? Because he's quick, he can make moves, he can still break tackles, but he's tremendous in space. But I still like what the Texans defense, what they're doing. They're getting opportunities. They are getting in the backfield. It looks like a different defense in style and just the attitude of how they're going to play the game.
Second and only 3. Keller has the ball knocked out. As Nick Ferguson, former Bronco.
Oh, just all over it. No place to catch the ball, couldn't pull it in. The wide receiver was well covered too, so Sanchez, good job. He looks it off. He's covered. The receiver behind there, the defender was all over him too.
Ferguson also a former Jet, so he breaks it up, sets up 3rd and 3. Sanchez learning in a hurry about all these scenarios, already facing a 6th third down situation. Pressure coming in and gets the pass away. He's walloped. That was D'Amico Ryans who came charging after him. And also Xavier Adibi.
I told you there's a little change in philosophy. Here comes the blitz. Boy, it's the delayed blitz. You got to be alert for that in the NFL now. Every team is doing it. Leon Washington gets caught out of space. But again, the coverage, very good. Jets not getting away from the man-to-man coverage at all.
Weatherford angles this one. Jones, fair catch. And it's out of bounds near the 30. We're back in a game that's featured a total of 7 first downs and 5 punts. This high-octane offense of Houston, so much ballyhoo coming into the year.
Well, there's a couple coaches happy that are defensive coordinators.
There's the toss. Slayton. Steve Slayton so far, Phil, 5 carries for 3 yards.
Well, this is the scenario and the nightmare for the Houston Texans. We're hoping they would be able to run it well enough to throw it down the field when they wanted to on first down.
Go back to Slayton. Tries to bounce off the hip. He's going to be set back another 3 yards.
It's numbers. It's just the Jets are outnumbering them at the line of scrimmage every single play.
Jim Leonard.
And you watch to the bottom of the screen. Oh, it's a missed block that allows Jim Leonard in there, but the penetration going down the line, the Jet defensive lineman, big, pretty athletic. Even when you try to cut a guy like Chris Jenkins, he's just so big and strong, he doesn't go down, and that's why it's ruining the plays.
So a 3rd and 13. Into the hands of Slayton, fighting for it, driving, and he has the first down. 14-yard gainer.
That was a very good play call. Kyle Shanahan, he's tired of seeing all the blitzes on 3rd down, so they have the quick screen outside. They get the blockers out front. Bart Scott almost makes a tremendous play coming from blitzing outside to make the tackle.
Bart Scott slow to get up too.
Yeah, he really sold out and dove, so maybe that's what hurt him. A good job by Steve Slayton. Always players recognize the situation, know where the first down marker is. Don't try to dodge or juke or anything. Put your head down and get that extra yard or two, and that's what Steve Slayton did. You know, offense, confidence, you always hear the word rhythm, but the more plays you run, it's like you go into the golf range, Jim, and hitting golf shots. The more you hit, the better rhythm you get, the more confidence you have in your game. And that is the same thing for quarterbacks, offensive linemen, a play caller on the sideline.
Larry Izzo's going to take Bart Scott's position.
Why'd you laugh when I said when you go to the range?
You obviously haven't been to the range with me.
You can't find
Doesn't help.
Okay.
First down for Houston.
You need 2 buckets.
Coming off its biggest gain of the day, a 14-yarder. Shot hit from behind, somehow holds on. Now runs out to the 47. Looked like a sack and a possible sack fumble, but somehow he tucked it under, got away from Brian Thomas and gained 6.
That's why he got the run, because Brian Thomas said, oh, he doesn't see me. Top of your screen, watch 99. He goes for the strip and he misses it. He didn't even hit the arm. At the last second, Matt Schaub feels it. Oh no, he felt the hand on the back of his helmet. That's what he felt. Big break, good break for the Houston Texans.
Bart Scott returns after missing just 1 play. 2nd and 4. That's Chris Brown slicing through for a first, and the Texans take it to the other side of the field into Jet territory for the first time.
That was a whole different looking run, wasn't it? It was downhill, fast, 1 back in the backfield, which I think is a good scenario against this Jet defense. I said it earlier, the more people you put in a normal formation, they just crush the play downward. Hard to block them, hard for 8 guys or 7 guys to get a block, hold it, and wait for the runner to get there.
You're wondering, where's Andre Johnson? Now here's Schaub on first down. He's going over to Leach, left open, inside the 40, down to the 34. David Harris tackles him after they match their longest gain of the day, 14 yards on that completion.
Well, I'll tell you where Andre Johnson is. He's over there opening up plays for even Vontae Leach. So the Jets very concerned about the wide receivers, the speed, especially Andre Johnson. So that might leave some of the short passes wide open. It did that time to Leach.
So the Texans moving the football for the first time.
Weather the storm. That's what you do in the NFL. Blitz defense.
It's Chris Brown getting the handle. Falls forward for no gain. Bart Scott got him by the ankles.
Yeah, as soon as you see the defense, anytime you see the Jets cover the center and both guards, it's going to be tough to run the football up the middle. Because look at this. Now they're getting these extra guys and they run up in here, and it's just almost impossible to block it. And I said earlier, it was made famous by Buddy Ryan. Of course, Rex Ryan has told Chris Jenkins, what a job. You worry about getting overpowered, and that time he's so quick he goes around you. But they outnumber you. Try to get those single blocks and make it work.
2nd and 10. Slayton spin move, and he's got an opening. Cuts back middle, inside the 20, ball out, right into the hands of DeVito of the Jets. Slayton had the Texans inside the 20, and the ball popped out right into the arms of Mike DeVito. Well, the Texans had problems all last year in the red zone, finishing drives, and they turned it over more than anyone the last 2 seasons combined. And they've done that just now. The Jets, off the DeVito recovery, have it at their own 22. It's Brad Smith. Good bit of ball handling and trickery by Sanchez, and that goes for a good gain. 15 yards to Brad Smith.
Well, Jim, let's go back and look. What do you do against an aggressive defense that really likes to get after it and sell out? Well, you run reverses and screens, and Houston had it going. Good rhythm, but a defense, Steve Slayton, of course, look at that. He's going to be upset. But a defense, all during the offseason training camp, is talked about. Hit, tackle, be aggressive. You get that reward, and that tackle was one of those rewards called the fumble.
He was hit at the 17-yard line. Now the Jets have it across the 30, and that's Thomas Jones for 1. Is this the way you thought the game might go? A 3-0 inside 7 minutes to go second quarter.
I know you won't believe this, but I really didn't know. You know, I always think I got the answers for most things, but you know, I just didn't have a great feel for it. I was definitely convinced that the Houston Texans defense would be better this year just from watching them in the preseason and seeing a few extra additions, different players that are going to help out, but just the way they're calling defensive plays, I do like that.
2nd and 9. Sanchez, good time in the pocket and almost picked off. Mario Williams had both hands on it.
Oh, Mark Sanchez. It doesn't happen many times in the NFL, but there's a mix-up, and the tight end, Hartsock, is uncovered. 84 is going to go down in the corner. They let him go. Oh, and he throws it about a foot shorter than he expects. Usually, well, it's a good spiral. It came out of his hand clean. He just misjudged the talent of Mario Williams.
3rd and 9. Sanchez, good pass. 1st down in Houston territory.
What a play.
Stuckey with the catch, gain of 20.
What a play. In this league, talk about big arms, good feet. Everything was in right here. The feet, the moving, keep 2 hands on it, but off balance, leaning back and just whips it with his arm down the field. Gives the receivers, are they open initially? No. Stuckey, good job, swims, goes back outside, saw his quarterback was in trouble. Why he's starting.
Antonio Smith looked like he might have a play at a sack with free agent signee by way of Arizona. 1st down from the Houston 43, and again they shut down the running game. Mario Williams tackle for a loss of a yard. You see through some of the windows, if you will, at the top of this magnificent stadium. You can see it just pouring outside bucket. 2nd and 11. And that's Leon Washington just to the 40. Give him 3 yards. 3rd down and 8. Sanchez. Hatchery cuts for the 1st to the 30.
Wow.
Again, how about the play of Sanchez on 3rd down, Phil?
Well, saw it at USC. This is what convinced me that he was probably at worst the 2nd best player in the NFL draft this past year. His footwork is it's not good. It's outstanding in the pocket, and he's got a limber arm so he can make all the off balance difficult throws that make you a great quarterback in the NFL.
Thrown for 91 yards so far, most of it coming on 3rd down. 77 of the 91 on 3rd down. Here on 1st, good fake, going long, overthrows everyone. That was Bennett on the coverage.
You know, there's a couple things, Jim. We've talked so much about Sanchez, but look how he grips the football. First off, I think he had the biggest hands of any quarterback in the draft. But he gets to the small end of the ball, which of course is down here, and that enables him when he moves around like that last time to be off balance, not in position, and just rip the ball down the field and still make throws that most quarterbacks need both feet under them to get done in the NFL. So just another reason why he was a high draft pick.
2nd and 10, and the flag against the Jets coming. They've given a lot of different looks here, unbalanced lines, and they weren't set on the right side.
Yeah, that was Wayne Hunter, 78.
Illegal motion offense, number 78 was moving forward at the snap. The penalty is declined. Brings up 3rd down.
Yeah, the 3rd tight end, Wayne Hunter, coming across the formation. He's fine, except he starts to go forward to get down in his stance. Either, Chancey Stuckey on the outside looked like he was on the line of scrimmage, so he should not have tried to get into the stance.
Another 3rd down for the Jets. Sanchez has started this situation so far. Have to get to the 20. He's going for the big ball. He's got Stuckey. Touchdown, New York Jets.
Wow, Jets played for the blitz. The Texans did. It was really blocked up well. I did not see how Chancey Stuckey got so wide open.
Joe Namath breaking out a big smile.
Is it a little move here? Let's see. Oh no, they make a mistake.
Rookie Bryce McCain.
Well, I saw him throw his hands up like, oh my gosh, I had him man-to-man. But maybe he thought the blitz was going to get there and the Jets were going to throw it quick, but both backs in the backfield, no way.
Feely adds an extra point. That came on 3rd down. Well, Chancey Stuckey caught a touchdown week 1 last year down in Miami. Remember that jump ball catch at the goal line?
Oh yeah.
Clark was hit on 4th down.
Yes.
Pulled it down, caught touchdowns in weeks 2 and 3 as well. Then didn't have another one the rest of the season, but he has one here today. Sanchez hits him 30 yards out. 10-0 Jets.
Oh, great kick.
Jones forced to go to the angle, edge of the end zone, and just gets it back to the 20. What happened on that play?
Well, here's what happened. Brian Schottenheimer guessed right. He says they're going to blitz, so look what they do. They have 2 guys in the backfield, the Jets. Dustin Keller, they're ready for the blitz. They pick it up, and then the Houston Texans make a huge mental mistake and allow Chancey Stuckey to go uncovered. Can't make those mistakes. You got to know blitz. I got a man-to-man.
Don't forget that touchdown drive came on the heels of Slayton coughing up the football all the way at the other end of the field at the 17.
And on the heels of a quarterback making a few plays under pressure that just prolonged the drive and gave him a chance to throw that TD.
End of the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 51, Houston. To half the distance to the goal. Houston keeps the ball, 1st down.
From the 10-yard line. 3 minutes to go in the half. It's Slayton, and there is a flag down back at the 4-yard line. And Bart Scott again in on the tackle. It's going to be a hold call against Houston.
Holding, offense number 81. Half the distance to the goal. Repeat 1st down.
Put him back at the 5.
Well, of course, the Texans, Jim, want to get out. They need a 1st down to protect field position and the clock before the half.
Toss it over to Andre Davis. And a smart play there by Lito Shepherd. Holds them to no gain, and they're getting restless here at Reliant Stadium.
Yeah, they are. I don't blame them, but what are you going to do when you are not winning the line of scrimmage? Hard to really do anything. Throw the football down the field. Can't run it. You talked about it. Even though the Texans, their offensive line played every single down last year, it's not what I call an overpowering offensive line.
Houston's going to let it run down to the 2-minute warning. We're back here in Houston, and the Texans are backed up at their own 5-yard line, trailing 10-0. Has been quite a performance by that Jets defense and by the rookie quarterback.
It has been. You know, usually when you talk to coaches the night before games, they're always, you know, cautious. Rex Ryan said, we're good, and it doesn't matter that we're missing 2 of our better defensive players. We still should play very well. So he was right so far.
Movement on the right side for the Texans. Now the Jets have 2 timeouts.
73, half the distance to the goal.
Ball
Second
now is
down.
going to be placed just outside the 2-yard line.
Well, they have 2 timeouts, Jim, but it shouldn't really affect right now what the Houston Texans are going to do. You just try to get the 1st down. Don't worry about the clock, because if you don't, even if you run it both times, it's or pass whatever, it's not going to affect the Jets when they take the football over. They'll have plenty of time to do what they need to do. Oh.
Pass pulled down and held on to by Andre Davis.
I said, oh, I didn't mean to just, I couldn't help it. Chris Jenkins, Matt Schaub, it was a good thing it was a short pass play. He absolutely runs them over, and immediately, watch 77 inside. Oh, he gets slaps the hands down right in. He was upset when it's over. Going against Chester Pitts.
From the gun, need to get to the 20 for the 1st. Schaub to Owen Daniels, and they'll be forced to punt. Kerry Rhodes in on a couple of hits here in a row. Timeout New York with 1:11. Sanchez loosening up. Jets about to receive the punt from Matt Turk. They have one deep back as Jim Leonard, who had a big punt return in last year's AFC title game when he was a member of the Ravens. All-time punt return artist in the Big Ten. Beautiful boot by Turk. Backs him up to the 31. Leonard weaving past the 40 and right to the 50. Hit by Joel Dreesen, the long snapper. 51-yard punt, 19-yard run back.
Well, you said they'd get it around midfield. Tremendous punt, but it was actually probably about 5 yards too far. It allowed room for the returner.
Dials, a late arrivee onto the field for that Texans defense. Is Stuckey gets it and steps out after a short gain. Stops the clock at 53. Gain of 3.
I think really for the Jets offense, I expected more movement, more formations to try to cause confusion, because the Houston Texans do play a lot of man-to-man coverage. But Brian Schottenheimer probably goes, you know, maybe that might just confuse my quarterback. Let's sit there so he can look over there and determine where the defensive players are and make quicker decisions.
Well, Schottenheimer not happy about something. 2nd down and 7. That's Leon Washington for no gain. Hit by Antonio Smith.
Yeah, pretty safe call, but young quarterback situation, trying to catch him, not thinking that way. But again, the Houston Texans going, attacking the line of scrimmage, got the tackle quick.
With 30 seconds to go and 1 timeout in their pocket. Jets need to get to the 41 for the first. Sanchez. Ball caught and short of the first. Holding on for the tackle. That was Xavier, a DB, preventing the first. But what will the Jets do?
The Texans, well, I was going to say maybe they should take the timeout. Don't let them get this opportunity to take a free play, but they're going to try a long field goal maybe, Jim, here right before half.
It would be about 61 yards if that's what they do.
The Houston Texans call timeout so the Jets don't get this free play. Make them pay if they don't pick it up.
Sanchez steps away from the heat. Goes cross field. Got an open man. It's Keller. And he is knocked down at the 18. Had some stats. And oh, hold on a minute. We got flags.
It might be after the play, though.
Some jawing with Dustin Keller and D'Amico Ryans. Rex Ryan and Doug Plank urging the Jets to get to the sideline.
I couldn't tell. Of course, there was some pushing and shoving. I don't know who initiated it. And
after the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, taunting by Houston, number 59. By rule, that does not extend the period, and therefore the half is over.
That's right, the half was over before the penalty came up. That's why it's not a defensive penalty that prolongs. You get one more play.
There's the taunting right there. Washington across the 30 and a good run back to the 35. There is a flag. Talking to Leon Washington last night about his run backs and how many are broken week 1 because special team units have not had really a chance.
During the return, holding by the Jets, number 55. That's enforced half the distance to the goal. New York keeps the ball, first down.
To spend a lot of time together since rosters were just formed. And well, what about that first half? What do you expect we see here, especially out of Houston, down 10-0?
Well, the Jets took advantage of their opportunities in the first half, because in an NFL game, hard to dominate from start to finish. So when it's your time, you got to make those plays. I would expect the Houston Texans to get some chances, and when they're there, can they take advantage of it? And Boomer, we heard you. We want to know where Andre Johnson is when the Houston Texans get the football. They're going to have to find new ways or different ways to try to get it to him.
Well, that penalty certainly hurts the Jets here to start the quarter. Would have been across the 35, but instead at the 13-yard line. The run by Thomas Jones, who has been contained so far today. That picks up 3. The stars here have been contained. Well, talking about some of the stars when you coming into the season, there's Sanchez, big numbers. Thomas Jones has 4 rushing yards. Andre Johnson has 1 catch, and Steve Slayton has 1 yard rushing.
Well, Mark Sanchez, he knows the deal. He said, look, I'm a rookie quarterback, first start. They're probably going to do everything they can to make me win the football game. Done a pretty good job so far.
There's Thomas Jones written down by Brian Cushing. Pick up 2, 3rd and 5.
Well, that was a good job, Brian Cushing. Cushing, big, strong, anchored the point of attack, and it went down the line of scrimmage that time, made a nice tackle.
What kind of grade would you give the rookie quarterback in that first half?
Well, shoot. Can I go above A+? And you know, it was tremendous. 3rd downs, he made big plays, good play calls, and he created opportunities, Jim, and that's what puts you over the top as a quarterback. Take advantage of the opportunities when they're there, and can you create some on your own? He did that.
Have to get to the 23 for the first. Relishing 3rd down so far. Hits another one for a 1st down.
How about that throw?
Cotchery on the receiving end. His team's gained 120 on 3rd down alone. Play action rollout. Lobs it.
You got it.
And it's a catch by Washington. Well, the way it's going so far here today, it appears that Leon Washington's a lot more of a prominent player in this backfield than Thomas Jones.
Well, I think it's going to be styles of games. You can see the Texans are tough inside against the run. So when you're going to spread it out and do passes, get to the perimeter, that's more for Leon Washington.
Jones is the tailback here on 2nd down. Sanchez has hit his last 6 throws. Jones a yard shy of the first.
Yeah, it was interesting, that little play before. It was almost like his first pass of his NFL career, Jim. He rolled out to his left, and he threw not across the field, but down the field, and defenders come off of who they're covered in the NFL very well. You don't see that in college. Well, he learned on that rollout. He waited and waited and got an easy throw to Leon Washington.
We'll call it a short 2 here for the Jets. Have owned this down. And they pick up another one. Cotchery into Houston territory and finally tripped up near the 40. Remember, they started all the way back inside their own 20 after the penalty on the kick. That's good for 25.
Yeah, really clever play call. Cotchery gets open in the flat because it's, you know, short yardage, man-to-man coverage. Sanchez, I love how he chases the play all the time. We saw that getting ready for this game. But Dante Robinson came across, the receiver stops and goes back, and then he really took off fast, and they weren't allowed to catch up.
Pump fist by Rex Ryan as his team's at the 39 of Houston. Oh, he wanted the long ball again. Instead goes underneath to Keller. Brad Smith was the receiver that was deep. You know, look what they're doing with this passing game, and everyone had been saying after Lavernius Coles went to Cincinnati that the Jets, you know, all that talk about trying to get Brandon Marshall, they need some help at wide receiver to get this passing game going.
Yeah, I was probably one of them, and you know, but they think they can build this passing game around the wide receivers they have. Dustin Keller at tight end and throwing the football occasionally to Leon Washington out of the backfield. But another good throw.
There's Thomas Jones. Ball's out. And maybe Woody fell on it. Damian Woody able to keep it a Jet possession.
Can't tell who pulled it out or what caused it to come out from Thomas Jones. But watch the football hit the ground, and Damian Woody, oh, it just flies out of there. Good job by Damian Woody seeing it and getting on top.
From the 26.
Right here.
2nd down, 8.
Oh, man. Nice
Toss to Washington. Wide open. Finally touched at the 15.
Now is this a little taste of everything, Jim, and that's what the Jets are doing. Now this is what I expect to see once they break in their rookie quarterback. It's formations, it's movement, roll him out, drop him back. Little counter play to Leon Washington. That's what he's there for those little special plays, and that's what Brian Schottenheimer, I believe, Mark Sanchez, and his philosophy, Schottenheimer's what you want to do on offense. I think they fit very, very well together.
Brad Smith with a big block to help free him. 1st down, 15.
Another formation.
From the 15, it's Leon Washington stacked up. Mario Williams.
That was Frank Oakland, got in the backfield, ruined that. But the Jets, you know, this is rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, whole new system on the defensive side. It's so far, it's not over. I know we're not even halfway through the 3rd quarter, but it's been a very, very impressive start for a lot of people.
You think from the Texans side it would be crucial to hold the Jets to nothing more than a field goal. 2nd and 10.
Blitz.
They protect the quarterbacks going to the end zone and incomplete. There is a flag on the far side of the field.
Boy, good play by Bryce McCain. I thought that was going to be a touchdown, but he turned at the last second to knock it down. Rookie.
Before the pass was thrown, illegal hands to the face. Defense, number 25. It's a 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic 1st down.
Nick Ferguson called for that. A big 1st down by way of penalty.
Oh, he just put his hands on the face mask. Here comes the blitz. Let's look at the pickup. Boy, nice job. Thomas Jones. Oh, another foot in front. It's a touchdown. Good move by Cotchery. Ooh, I don't know if that ball was hit. Semino.
And it's Washington taking the snap, going left. Washington down to the 1. Picks up 9 yards in that Seminole offense. They've gone to it a couple of times now with great effectiveness.
Jim, they caught him off guard this time. That's why you want this offense. You want it to be quick, snap the ball before the defense can make the adjustment. The Texans didn't. Little counter play, something different. Good job by Leon Washington. Good play call.
Cushing stops him short of the goal line. 2nd and goal from the 1. Thomas Jones is in for the touchdown.
What a try.
They kept the football for half the quarter. They've reduced this to a 1.5-quarter football game before Houston even sees the football in the 2nd half.
Now that was everything. That was, like I said, this is what I expect to see from the Jets offense this year. Very multiple, a little bit confusing, makes you think on the defensive side. And always remember, fans, when you make a defensive player think a lot, makes them slower.
Here's Feely for the extra point.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
Well, the Jets on that scoring drive, they kept it for almost half the quarter, even a little more. Yeah, actually 7:25 they kept it, and a Jones 1-yard touchdown to end it.
Man, look at those two talking. Brian Schottenheimer, he's pretty fired up. You can tell a lot of responsibility to be a coordinator and groom a young quarterback.
Deep kick, but it's going to be run out. It's Jacoby Jones. Now the Texan fans looking for a wake-up call here for the Houston side. First time they see it in the second half. Mid-third, down 17-0. Toss, wide open room here for Slayton. And he slips out of bounds after 7. Taking that last drive by the Jets at the end of the half, where they had it at the end. As they just throw down Schaub by David Harris. I was going to say Schaub hasn't even seen action for about 40 minutes if you take into the real time, including halftime, and he is sacked for an 8-yard loss.
Well, everybody's yelling they want the horse collar, but it wasn't going forward. A little different here.
That's not a horse collar?
If he was going forward and he dragged him down from behind, and but it's no, it's not. That's what I'm trying to say.
It's a sack for Harris. And it's a 3rd and long for Houston. 3rd and 11 to go.
Wow, look at this blitz.
That was intended for Johnson. Wouldn't have done him any good anyway.
Well, we talked about it. I said it right from the start. Rex Ryan goes, hey, 3rd and long, we win the game. He didn't tell you we're going to win those situations. If we get them enough of them, there's no way they can win. Look at the overload to Matt Schaub's right. Has to get rid of it quick. Who's he going to throw it to down the field? Everybody was covered.
Remember, this is the Jets defense playing without Sean Ellis and Calvin Pace, 2 of their best defenders and pass rushers.
They'll be anxious to get back because they realize they can do it without us.
Washington. And good starting point coming up for New York. Sanchez on the run and incomplete. Looking for Keller. Second and 10. It's Jones into the arms of Cushing to the 40, and a 3rd down coming up.
I want to go back to that other play when Sanchez rolled out. Really good play call. Dustin Keller has got Brian Cushing one-on-one, and Dustin Keller slipped and fell coming across the field. Otherwise, it was going to be about a 20-25-yard game.
What is it about this young quarterback who loves 3rd down? I know a lot of quarterbacks hate 3rd down, but
well, Jim, good throw of the ball, no question. Easy to catch it, throw spirals, and a lot of it is the play calls have been very clever. Got him confidence with the screens, and they're getting matchups that are favoring the Jets, and he's making a few on his own.
That one incomplete. Intended for Leon Washington.
But you hear it, we don't talk about it sometimes because I get tired. It's such a cliche. Well, you got to be good on 3rd down. No kidding. And but Mark Sanchez realized and learned, or he already knows, that in the NFL you're faced with a lot of 3rd down situations. It's not like college where you get all those big plays.
James Dirk snaps it back to Weatherford. Jacoby Jones wants the fair catch. Well, the Houston Texans last year won 5 of their last 6 games, and many felt this was the year they were ready to post their first ever winning season. Jim Nantz and Phil Simms here in Houston are being throttled so far by the Jets, 17-zip.
I told you the one team they didn't move the football on last year, Baltimore.
The Rex Ryan defense. There's Owen Daniels with a flag down, and the tight end who made the Pro Bowl a year ago is out across the 40. That gains 27, biggest play of the day for Houston.
Yeah, a little contact, nice double move by Owen Wilson. Before the pass was thrown, illegal contact, defense number 52. The penalty is declined, first down.
Owen Daniels makes a little move down the field, and it's, again, this is what you want to do against aggressive players. You got to find ways, take advantage of them being aggressive. Double moves, like I said earlier, boot passes are hard to do against this Jet defense because they always pressure from the outside.
Screen pass. That's Chris Brown for a yard.
Nice play by David Harris. I mean, you look at it, one-on-one, open field. Chris Brown.
2nd and 9. Schaub's pass, and poorly thrown that time. Looking for David Anderson.
You know, I'm not taking up for Matt Schaub, but I haven't seen him miss any opportunities out here today. That might have been the first one. So that's, again, for quarterbacks, I've said it, coaches, everybody involved, hard to get it going when you're faced with so many uncertainties on the defensive side. What are they going to do? They're going to blitz? Can we block them? And my guys, can they get open?
Can they do anything on third down?
I'm right in here, guys.
Third and long again.
And again, Andre Johnson with only one catch.
Here they come.
Big time blitz. There's Johnson. Going to have to make a move for the first. And he's down at the 48.
Yeah, you got to punt it. Well, they're keeping their offense on the field. Still 3:57 to go. You're going to get at least 3 more possessions. This is a big decision. Gary Kubiak.
And it's not like it's 4th and 1. It's 4th and a good long 2 yards.
Yeah, I would punt it. I would prolong the game, not give them this opportunity.
Yeah, they're going for it. Knocked down by Eric Smith. And the Jets take over in Houston territory. There's Eric Smith on the bench who knocked that pass down. It was intended for Daniels on a 4th and 2 for the Texans. So with 3:33 to go in the third.
Changing the play. He knows they're going to blitz. Pressure, man-to-man coverage.
Thomas Jones. Okoye hit him first. Gain of a yard. Rex Ryan. Boy, he wasn't afraid to brag on his team all camp long. He told us that yesterday. Here's Gary Kubiak. Absolutely at a loss as what to figure out next that can possibly go wrong. But he says, you know, I'm going to brag on my guys because I want them to hear it. And I want them to know that I believe in them. Because I want them to think that I believe in them enough to say we're going to win.
I got to tell you, I like it.
Short snap. And that time, Washington, look, he's still not down. There was a flag, though. He took a 6-yard loss and got it back to no gainer.
You're talking about Rex Ryan, though. How about his dad? You asked, has he called you this week? And
said I'll talk to him on Sunday morning. I'll talk to him for the game. We talk 3-4 times a week.
Yeah.
He's up in Kentucky.
Says not afraid to tell me what's
Holding,
wrong.
offense number 16. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Of course, his dad used to be an assistant with the Jets, defensive line coach. Even on that Super Bowl III championship team, Buddy was on the staff there for Weeb Ewbank. And then he was on the Oilers staff down here in Houston.
Well, you know, that Jet staff, that's where this all started. Rex Ryan, Buddy Ryan heard Weeb Ewbank talking so much about pass protection. He goes, wow, this quarterback Namath, it's that important? Well, if it's that important, we're going to find ways to hit him. And that's kind of how it started all this thinking about defense. Hit the quarterback.
2nd and 19. And it's Leon Washington scooting ahead back to the Houston side of the field. Well, he said Dad's probably going to be, you know, keeping the remote control pretty busy, moving that satellite around a little bit too, because he wants to watch Rex's twin brother Rob, who's defensive coordinator up in Cleveland. They're playing right now against Minnesota. Down 17-13. Actually just gave up a touchdown to the Vikings. So they're down, going to be down 11. And watching this one, but this is his head coaching debut. Has not been a head coach at any level. And it's a strong one so far. 3rd and 8. Leon Washington almost got there, but he stopped about 3 yards short.
Connor Barwin, wow, from the backside. Rookie from Cincinnati, just tremendous hustle. Stopped that from being a first down. Good job by Sanchez getting away and not giving up on the play. Otherwise, look who's in front. Nobody. Defensive lineman. That's one of their big jobs. Chase screen plays down from behind. Connor Barwin did at that time.
Weatherford beat out A.J. Trapasso, the Tennessee punter who hit the scoreboard up at Dallas. It was waived by the Titans and then didn't make it with the Jets. Weatherford beat him out. He's had a good day of it. And this is what they wanted to do right here. Pins the Texans at the 11-yard line. Here we go from the 11. There's the Texans with Slayton. And our flag's down after a 3-yard run.
Texans defense, they did their job twice. This game could have been over, but they've held the Jets 2 times from around midfield. Gave up no points. That's a pretty good offensive weapon in itself when you can trust your defense like that.
Holding defense number 93. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run and an automatic first down.
Shot pass is short. And again, he was looking for Daniels. We have less than a half minute to go in the 3rd quarter.
You know, so many times today, what has happened too, there's a blitz by the Jets and it's man-to-man coverage, but you saw it there. The receivers are hooking up, so it's not too tough sometimes for the defenders. So they're all over it. And then the receivers, the protection's breaking down so fast, they don't have time to make a move to get open down the field. And Andre Johnson, not even part of the game.
2nd and 10. It's David Anderson for the first. Maybe Houston will get another playoff before the end of the 3rd quarter. You need as many snaps as you can at this juncture.
Yeah, nice play. Good rub, good job. Anderson inside. Nice little move. It creates a little space.
Shot trying to get him to the line real quick. Get a snap. One more play in before the end of the quarter. And a pass behind Daniels. Off on the timing that time. Thrown a touchdown. Been on 3 long drives, one that lasted over 8 minutes in the first half and one that lasted a half a quarter in the 3rd. Houston has it though at the beginning of the 4th. Jim Nantz Sims. And Schaub just throws it over the head of Slayton. And this Jets defense has manhandled the Houston offensive line.
You know, you talk about so many things. First game of the year, what's the unexpected? No matter what you do as an offense, just good timing on the blitz. You can't get ready for all these blitzes. You don't get to see them on film because they didn't show a lot of it during the preseason, and it catches you off guard. And that's what the Jets have done so far today. And what they've really shown from the defensive side is very good timing with Matt Schaub's cadence and hitting that line of scrimmage at the right time, making the blocking awful hard for the Texans.
The 3rd and 10. Finally time in the pocket, but it gives way once more to Jamal Westerman.
Nobody open. Maybe the guy across the middle got to anticipate, but the initial protection, it was there. The blitz is picked up. It's there. Plenty of time. Oh, can't make the decision. Westerman, free agent rookie from Rutgers. What a find by the New York Jets.
I thought that one fan might blow out a lung. Here's Turk. Their catch, Leonard. And there's Joe Namath here to cheer on the Jets. When he was a rookie back in '65, his first game was here in Houston. They played over at Rice Stadium against the Oilers. He did not play in the game, but he did play the following week and threw his first touchdown pass to Don Maynard. Here is Sanchez with his target falling down. Stuckey. And the Texans.
Ball start, offense, number 60. 5-yard penalty.
Help doing a little
Second
refereeing. There's Sanchez. Beautiful pass. He's got his man at the 50. It's Jericho Cotchery for 21.
Beautiful protection. It allowed the defense to spread, and he makes a perfect throw over the middle. But look at that protection. Well, he still takes a pretty good hit, but it's not a big deal. But a perfect spiral once again. You know, I've said that a few times today. When you throw spirals, just think about it, Jim. The object's smaller. When it wobbles a little, it's bigger. So which one are you going to catch easier? The one that's smaller, of course. That's why receivers like quarterbacks that put that spin on the ball.
Sanchez over 200 yards. And error-free.
No, he just forgot the snap count.
Start.
Well,
Offense number
in the
6.
turnover department anyway.
5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Sanchez no turnovers and has not been sacked in this game. On 1st and 15 is Thomas Jones. Again, met in a hurry. Maybe give him a yard. Thomas Jones' numbers anemic today. 13 carries, 14 yards. Well, these were numbers comparing Favre last year going into week 1 and Sanchez. 16-year difference, whereas Favre now is moving in on 40. They won that game down in Miami to open last year. And the Jets a quarter away from a big win today. As Sanchez throws, and he is picked. Hold on a minute. Here comes Houston. Ball out. Picked up, though. It's Barber who has it. Barber to the 10, cuts back. Touchdown, Houston. There is a flag back at the 15-yard line. That was Beasing who picked it off, and Barber who pulled up the fumble. A flag, though, at the 15-yard line.
Defenders coming off their receiver. That's what you got to get used to.
After the interception and during the return, there was an illegal low block by New York, number 6. That penalty carries over to the kickoff. The touchdown counts.
Touchdown stands. Houston on the board. Sanchez taps his head and says, I should have known better.
What a job by Beasing. He's looking at the receiver. Richardson in the flat. Comes off of it, reads the quarterback, and makes a beautiful interception. And even the quarterback coming over, well, he doesn't make contact, but you're still not allowed to do that. Even though he didn't hit him, hurt him, the attempt was there. You got to throw the flag.
Dominique Barber with a heads-up fumble return after the interception. Takes it the final 48 yards.
Well, the Houston defense has hung in there all day. Pressuring Sanchez, line of scrimmage, they finally get the turnover.
And they get the extra point. So still with 12:18 to go. Sudden life for the Texans. Beasing with the pick. He fumbled. Barber recovers it, runs it the 48 yards the rest of the way for the touchdown. Plus the penalty assessed here on the kick. So Houston will kick it from the 45.
Well, this is, and you know, you said something. Should the onside kick? Absolutely not. Kick this down there high and soft. Get the Jets inside the 20 and put the pressure on the young quarterback.
Well, they're just going to go ahead, drive it through, and put him at the 20-yard line. Send it into the stands. Any question about throwing? You got the 17-point lead, rookie quarterback, 12 minutes to go, 2nd and 15.
No, they're trying to win the game. The situation was there. They had the right play on, but that's a tremendous learning experience, Jim. But the mistake, it's not the interception, it's the return that compounded everything. But now it gets tough. This Texans defense, they've been on a little bit of a roll. 3 straight times they shut the Jets down.
It's Jones spinning for 2.
It's not only does the quarterback, you know, like, oh gosh, what a big mistake. But just think, it also changes the thought process of the coaches on the Jets sideline. Well, should we call a pass play for him here? Do we drop him back? Do we roll him out? Well, they're still learning about each other, so Brian Schottenheimer got to fight his way through that. I would think the play calling would be conservative.
2nd and 8. They got him rolling out. Mario Williams chasing him. Sanchez goes out at the 27. It's going to be a 3rd and 3.
That's a good play call. Get him outside. First time he's really run with it. But what it does, it defines what he's looking at. It eliminates a lot of the field. And he can tell if he's open or not. Oh, he's going to throw it. It's like, wow, if you throw it, that was trouble.
Last 4 possessions for the Jets. They had that great drive to open the half. Took up half the 3rd quarter. Punt, punt, pick.
Yeah, look at those 3 good field possession drives and got nothing out of it.
Another crucial third down. Pass is caught in stride, and it's Keller down to the Houston 33. Ferguson and Beasing were back. They get beat for 40.
How about that strike? Dustin Keller, tight end, first-round draft pick last year. Up against Ferguson as safety, just a little head shake. That was enough. And we talked about some of these throws. Question marks about Mark Sanchez's arm. How about that? Perfect spiral. I mean, it is dead accurate. That could have been the play. Not going to say it won the game, but that was a definite game changer, no question.
Jets may have had too many players in the huddle. There's a flag down.
12 in the huddle, I think.
Keller now with 94 yards receiving, Kotchery with 90.
Illegal substitution offense. There were 12 men in the huddle. It's a 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
You can't do that because it's the defense has to have a chance to react. The Jets in the huddle and they go, uh-oh.
It's Keller going back out. Yep. Still, they have the football inside the Houston 40. Thomas Jones, he's breaking free. He's inside the 20. He's taking it home. Thomas Jones gets free for the first time today. 38 yards and a touchdown.
The defense under the gun, 17-7. They give up the big pass play, so they're up on the line of scrimmage, trying not to let. They don't want to give the Jets a field goal. So when Jones breaks the first line of defense, watch. Nobody there. What a move. Little shake inside, and then fast enough to go back out and get the touchdown.
His 50th career rushing touchdown. This was the concern in Houston, was being able to stop the run after Adrian Peterson broke one the first play of the game, week 3 of the preseason. They had contained the Jets for the most part, especially Jones. Well, before that carry by Jones, he had been bottled up to only 16 yards, 14 carries. But he breaks it, 38 yards. You can hear Texans fans saying right now, and I know the strategy, Phil, I'm not questioning it, but man, if you're going to get to kick the football at the 45-yard line, at least try to pin him inside the 20, or maybe you do go ahead for the onside kick. What good did it do you? But here they come running out with Jacoby Jones.
I agree. I said it.
And to the 21.
Well, how do you get a touchdown in a big situation? Watch the right side of the Jets line. Just block it down. And watch Tony Richardson's kick out. Alan Faneca pulls around. Just how they, the right side. Oh, there they go. Wash it down. Alan Faneca. Tony Richardson just buckles the defender. And then Thomas Jones does a good job of not going outside, knowing the play's designed to stay in there. By staying inside, he gets rid of the safety, then has the speed to go in for the touchdown.
Look at that, 7 plays of at least 20 yards in the game by the Jets. The shot rifling it behind Andre Johnson, who's caught a couple of passes, both of the short variety today.
They are watching him. They've got a guy on him, trailing him, and somebody looking at him deep. I've watched Andre Johnson almost every play today, so the opportunities have not been there. Gary Rhodes, if that ball was on target, was going to intercept that last pass.
Jets over 400 yards total offense. Houston around $150. There's a completion, and a tough one it was. In traffic, caught by Johnson. His biggest play of the day, goes for 17.
That's a down 24-7 throw. Matt Schaub just goes, I'm going to throw it in there. And you saw the defenders once again. 2 guys definitely right around him, but a really nice throw by Matt Schaub.
That's Daniels sliding down at the 45. That's the play they tried to pick up the first with on the 4th and 2 situation near midfield late in the 3rd.
I'm going to say this too right now. This game is not over, but Always be careful in the NFL. Don't overjudge 1 week.
David Anderson. He almost caught it, then almost tipped it up in the air long enough for Revis to make a play on it. As Donald Strickland defending.
Yeah, and sorry, Jim. As I watch this play, I'm watching Rex Ryan on the sideline too. He's got a play sheet about as big as my palm, and he's calling the defensive signals and sending them in. Look, well, you can't see it right now. He pulls it out. He's got good vision. I need binoculars to read what he's trying to read over there.
3rd and short for the Texans, who try to run for it and push the pile for the first. You know, in this game, the Texans have 31 yards on 3rd down. The Jets have 189. 189 on 3rd.
Well, we talked about it. The Texans last year, there's that play sheet. He's got it folded up a little bit. Last year, they were the best in the NFL by far on 1st down. The Jets recognized it. They stopped it. The strength of this Jets defense is going to be 3rd downs.
Shot to Andre Davis to the 42.
You know, I'm not second guessing, but I like spreading the Jet defense out. Slow down the pass rush, get them tired, and identify who's going to come. When you get them in there close, it's just too hard to pick out who's going to be the blitzers.
Davis shaken up, getting the start today for an injured Kevin Walter. Timeout on the field. We're back here at Reliance Stadium, where Matt Schaub had won his last 6 home starts. They averaged, this team, 26 points a game at home last year. They were one of the highest scoring teams in the league. So far, their only points today generated by a fumble return. Here comes the blitz. Schaub got the pass to Johnson, who plucks it. Picks up the first at the 38. And he is still down.
I call these 3 runners. They overwhelm the line of scrimmage, and guys come to the quarterback untouched. Good job by Matt Schaub. I think Andre Johnson, I've been watching him. He's just tired. He's been running a lot of deep routes, hustling back to the line of scrimmage in this hurry-up offense. Then you get hit like that.
Hit by Donald Strickland. His 4th catch of the day. It was a short one, but good for a first. With 7:40 to go. Jacoby Jones is in. Glenn Martinez, another receiver.
Whoa!
That's some contact, but no flag.
In college football, that flag could have been 10 flags thrown on that play. But in professional football, there's a difference. Chris Jenkins inside. Oh my gosh, Chris Jenkins. Is that incredible? That looked like Reggie White during his heyday. Chris Jenkins has just been, he's been spectacular today. He really has. In football, all we talk about it so much, all these things, quarterbacks, who hits the hardest and who's the strongest. It's still a big part of the game, and so far the Jets have been the strongest today.
Johnson back in for the Texans. Schaub again with pressure. Look out, he's picked at the 10. Intercepted by Lito Shepard as Donald Strickland came in on the blitz and forced that pick. Matt Schaub had gone 204 passes at home without a pick until this one, influenced by Strickland rushing in on him.
Look at that blitz. 3 guys coming almost untouched. Matt Schaub knowing the situation, 2 guys coming free. Oh boy, another big hit.
Kerry Rhodes also.
2 things for the Texans today. Can Matt Schaub get out of here without being beat up too much with that ankle so he can be 100% for next week? And overall, the defense has done well.
Andre Davis, one of his targets on that last drive, was hit and knocked silly, suffered a concussion, and will not return. That Chris Jenkins just owning the middle of the field, isn't he, when he's out there?
You know, it's like a good baseball team. You need strength up the middle. And I guess you'd call him the catcher. I don't know what you want to call him, but that was really impressive. That was something we talked about to start the game. And the Jets dominated from the inside. That frees up outside players to have a little fun, and they did.
Off left tackle, Leon Washington for a yard. As Thomas Jones, and he's got another wide open gap. Barber has the angle on him and shuts him down at the 47.
Well, that's pretty smart staying in bounds, I tell you.
39 yards for Jones. These numbers were, whether rather minimal just a short while ago, broke a 38-yard touchdown, and this for 39 yards.
Boy, nice wiggle. That's how running backs, strong, fast, and do you have that wiggle? Can you make people miss? The defense says, oh, he's inside. We got it covered. And hey, Tony Richardson once again. What a job by him today.
The 8th play of the game, exceeding 20 yards by the Jets. And a timeout called by Houston. 5:57 to go. First down from the Houston 48. And nothing going this time for Leon Washington.
But yeah, I'm going to go back to this one more time. Be careful, because I fall into it all the time too, the trap. I judge preseason too much and then overjudge the first and second games of the year. Because after 2 weeks last year in the NFL season, the Cowboys were probably going to go undefeated. Houston was 0-4 and lost some of the most unbelievable games ever. They finished 8-8.
Yeah, they won 8 of the last 12.
And really could have been better than that.
They have a tough assignment next week playing up in Nashville, a team that, of course, the former Oilers who have owned them. That's to the 44-yard line.
Well, Houston's interesting. The offense, get it back on track. I don't care what the stats say or anything when this game is over today. This is a different defense with a different personality, and they're going to have games where they're going to win it. They're going to win the game. They're going to win at least 2 games this year just because their defense stifles the opposing offense. And that's something that hadn't happened down here in their history so far. And that man can wear that hat proudly.
3rd down for Sanchez. Got to get to the 38. He still has the football.
Oh, I didn't even know it.
And he dives and tries to stay in bounds. I believe he's got the first.
I think he got the first. I think he stayed in too. Yes. How about that? Man, he's like the Energizer Bunny. This man never stops. Good fake.
Some good ball handling we've seen today, huh?
He's got it all. He's been taught well. Went to high school. Bob Johnson was his high school coach. The father of Rob Johnson played in the NFL, and I tell you, they did a terrific job. He went to college and was polished and playing like we see right now.
So some more 3rd down magic by Mark Sanchez. Picks up again another first move in the sticks. Thomas Jones to the 35. There's Chris Winkie, the last rookie quarterback to win on the road week 1.
Would have never got that.
Carolina won at Minnesota. I remember Steve Smith ran back a kick in that game, and then they lost their last 15 games. Didn't win another game that year, the Panthers. 2nd down and 7.
You know, I'm going to say this. Man, you know a lot of stuff in that head.
I've got to dispense with it somewhere.
I hear you.
Might as well be on you. That 3rd down play a moment ago. There's going to be another 3rd down coming up by Sanchez. Look at him here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was thinking about the fact I don't want to go out of bounds. I want to keep the clock going. All of it was in the thought process there.
Well, I'm just going to go back. He was taught very well in high school. We know what Pete Carroll does out at USC. They train them to be pro football players. They treat them like pro football players, and so they're very mature when it comes to certain situations in the NFL when they come in.
3rd down, and that's Thomas Jones. Let's see where they mark this one. Looks like it's going to be a little short of the first. We're back in Houston, and coming out of the huddle and to the line, the Jets 4th and 1. We go with big Tony Richardson, and he has enough for the first to run this thing down and out, and a victory for the Jets on the way. And what a start it'll be for Rex Ryan and for his quarterback. I don't know how many people saw this one coming today, but this was very one-sided.
Rex Ryan did, or
yeah,
he did.
He really did in our meeting last night. You sensed this, didn't you?
I think it validates everything the Jets thought. They got a football coach is a little different, and then they gambled and went out and got in a quarterback. And I've said it all offseason. The identity of the Jets franchise has changed, and now it really has one. They're like on the map because of the coach and the quarterback, and a lot of people are paying attention, and it turned out really well for him today.
Well, he gets the ice bucket treatment.
Oh.
You think about how all the stars were aligned. This is a coach that after the 07 season going into 08, he interviewed at 3 different places and didn't get a job. He says, you know, the timing was never quite right for me.
Yeah.
It just, you know, I didn't never quite catch a break on it. And of course, he even interviewed for the head coaching job right there in Baltimore.
Couldn't get it.
His own team, and that of course went to Harbaugh, who kept him on. They had that great season a year ago, and he got the job here with the Jets. The Texans, Sean Cody is down on the field, injured on that last play. The Jets rushing for over 100 yards in this quarter, 191 on the game. A couple of times our guys have put up, you saw it, Favre, the comparison week 1 a year ago, a 38-year-old and a 22-year-old starting the opening days the last 2 years.
You know, I want to go back to what you were saying about Rex Ryan, though, which I think sums it up. He was coaching his first mini camp with the Jets. He had to stop practice, and what did he have to tell the guys? Guys, loosen up. Let's have a little fun. Let's talk. This is what we want to do. Because the Jet players, it's a different culture for them right now. They responded to it very well so far.
5 more yards for Thomas Jones next week. Coach Ryan will make his home debut. He'll be taking on the New England Patriots. Headset's coming off. Congrats from Dustin Keller. Hey, the Jets coaches in their first season. Look at all the winning records. This is since '97. They've all had winning records.
That's incredible. Didn't know that.
Sanchez.
Well, you know what they say. I always heard after a victory, first game of the year. All right, let's find out if we're 1 week wonders. Yeah, let's get it done. And you know, we said a lot of wonderful things about the Jets because they played great today. But it's a long, tough season, and there's going to be definitely going to be some down periods. How will they react to them?
All right, one last snap. And the Jets will have their victory. And what a win it was. They kept the football here again for some 7 minutes on this last drive. They give the football back to Mark Sanchez to take home.